Draco and the others began calling out to the wolves, but their voices were swallowed up by the looming silence of the forest. The only light that there was came from the swarms of fireflies. They sparkled and twinkled in the heavy air. Draco led the way as the search went further into the woods. 2 hours passed by, and still there was no sign of the wolves. Draco was about to give up and turn towards home when he saw something. "What did he see?" asked Myra. "What did he see?" Draco saw a shaft of bright light in the distance and dashed towards it, read Mr. Goatman. He wanted to feel the sun on his face again and to get away from the oppressive darkness. When he reached the beam of light, he was standing in a clearing with the sun burning brightly overhead. "I never knew how much I could miss the sunlight until now," said Draco as he basked in the warm rays. When he spoke these words, he became aware that he was not alone. He spun around and saw a pair of pale green eyes gazing at him from the shadows. "Who are you?" Draco demanded. "Show yourself at once." The boy was relieved when he saw that it was one of his wolf friends, named Wiglaf. "Wiglaf, what are you doing here?" Draco asked. "I have been meeting with my friends," replied Wiglaf. "Oh? And who are these friends of yours, may I ask?" queried Draco. "They are my friends," answered Wiglaf. "The other wolves and I have come here to meet with them." "Who are your friends, Wiglaf?" asked Draco, who was becoming annoyed with his wolf friend. "They call themselves Arthurians," answered Wiglaf. "And Draco, you'll be surprised to learn that they look exactly like you." Draco was indeed surprised to hear this news. His dragon mother had told him about the races of men and elves. He, however, had never seen one before. "Where are they, Wiglaf?" cried Draco. "Take me to them. I must see them for myself." "Follow me, Draco," barked the wolf as he bounded off into the shadow of the trees. Draco raced after him. They darted between the trees and crashed noisily through the undergrowth. Soon Wiglaf had led the boy to a river that bubbled up from the underground spring. Gathered along the banks were the rest of the missing wolves. A creature that looked almost exactly like Draco was standing in the center of them. Draco froze when he saw this being for the first time. He gazed at it, and it gazed back at him. Finally, the creature walked towards Draco with his hand outstretched.
"Greetings to you," it said to Draco. "You are a sight I never thought I would see, a son of mankind near the heart of my wood." Draco took hold of the creature's hand and asked him who he was. "I am Vinar," said the creature. "I am an Arthurian." "What's an Arthurian?" Myra asked curiously. "Be patient, Myra," replied the old man. "We're getting to that." Draco met with Vinar, who lived with his wife and 2 children in a longhouse deep in the forest, continued Mr. Goatman. Draco became good friends with Vinar's son, Zalinda. While Draco visited the Arthurian family, he learned that they were not the only ones to have settled in the forest. Many more homesteads had been built, and a number of Arthurians began to rise from a few families to a strong community. They became so numerous that a walled village was built in the heart of the wood. Vinar, a powerful chieftain, was the leader of the tribe of dragons and was chosen to lead the town. "What do you mean, tribe of dragons?" asked Myra. "Myra, you are full of curiosity today, aren't you?" said Mr. Goatman, with an exasperated sigh. "Be patient and listen." The old man continued reading. The Arthurians had 10 tribes: dragon, wolf, bear, stag, owl, boar, hare, dove, crow, and the seers. Vinar was the leader of the tribe of dragons, and his son Zalinda was his heir. Draco didn't tell his dragon mother about his visits to the Arthurians. Instead, he would tell her that he was going to play with his animal friends. One day, she became suspicious of what Draco was doing, so she decided to follow him. She flew high in the sky so that Draco would not see her. She watched him far below with her sharp eyes and tracked him all the way to the Arthurians. The dragoness was surprised to see the long houses, the tilled fields, and the Arthurians. The men were working in the fields while the women tended to the flocks. None of them could see the dragoness as she flew high above them. She looked down and saw Draco, who was near the center of the settlement. He was standing close by a mead hall. "What's a mead hall?" asked Myra. "A mead hall is like the main building in the village," answered Mr. Goatman. "Think of it like the city hall or the mayor's house. It's where people meet to sort out their problems and to celebrate some event." "So it's sort of like a combination of City Hall and the Pig's Pipe pub?" asked Myra. Yes, I suppose that's an accurate assumption, chuckled Mr. Goldman as he continued reading. The dragoness looked down and saw that Draco was fighting an Arthurian boy who was armed with a sword. Her protective instincts overcame her, and she swooped down out of the sky like a falling star. Fire leapt from her jaws, and her massive red wings beat the air with thunderous noise. The ground shook with a mighty boom when the dragoness landed. She roared and breathed fire into the sky. She had alighted between her Draco and the Arthurian boy, who had fallen backwards in terror. The dragoness was soon surrounded by the other Arthurians, who were armed with shovels, rakes, and staves. The dragoness was about to set them on fire when Draco rushed in front of them. His arms were outstretched for his mother to see. "No, no!" he cried. "Don't hurt them! I'm in no danger!" The dragoness looked down at the Arthurian boy, who was holding the sword. She saw that the weapon was only made out of wood. The only arms that were present were the farm tools. When the dragoness realized this, she lowered her claws and extinguished her fire. She apologized to the Arthurians for frightening them. She then asked Draco what the Arthurian boy and he were doing. "I was helping Zelinda practice with his sword fighting," answered Draco. "We were only play fighting. He wouldn't really have hurt me." "Why do you want to learn how to use a sword?" asked the dragoness. "Because the Arthurians have told me that there are trolls, goblins, and other monsters that would kill me if they got the chance," answered Draco. "And how long have you been coming here to talk with the Arthurians, Draco?" asked the dragoness. "Many days," replied Draco. "I have come here almost every day since I met Vinir in the Deeping Woods. His son Zelinda and I have become best friends." The dragoness looked over the gathered Arthurians and demanded to know which of them was Vinir. The chieftain stepped forward and declared himself before the dragoness, who growled and glared down at him. "I am the ruler of this land," she rumbled. "Chieftain Vinir, you have not asked my permission to settle here. Therefore, you and your people are trespassers." "Forgive us, O mighty dragoness," apologized Vinir as he bowed low. "My people and I will move away. Let us stay a little while longer so that we can harvest our crops before we go." "You and your people can stay as long as you like, but you must adhere to these conditions," said the dragoness. "First, you must pay me a tax while you dwell here. A small portion of your harvest will do. Second, you must come to me with any news regarding goblins or other monsters. We share a common hatred of these creatures, and I can be a strong ally at your side. Last of all, you must treat Draco as a prince with all the rights and privileges that rank incurs. If any one of you harms him, I will bring fire down upon your heads. You will agree to my conditions?" "I agree on behalf of my people," answered Vinir. "Now, O mighty dragoness, I invite you and your son to join us this evening in a feast to honor our agreement." "We shall come," answered Draco. At twilight, a great celebration was held for the dragoness and Draco. Large joints of meat were roasted over the fires, while mead and other drinks were served in the horns of cattle. The Arthurians sang songs of their forefathers, their hallowed heroes, and of Draco, the mighty dragon prince. The song about Draco went on and on, but mostly it went something like this. "Mighty is the dragon born, mighty is the sky of yore, bright does the fire burn. Valor and honor has the dragon race earned, yet a son of man is among the drakes. His is a mighty destiny to make. Draco, Draco, a son of man, a dragon prince. Draco, Draco, dragon son, dragon son. Great and mighty shall be his days, his foes and enemies with lives shall pay. Draco, Draco, dragon son, Draco, Draco, dragon prince, dragon prince. Behold the sunrise in the north, soon he shall prove his worth. Mighty is the dragon race born, mighty is the sky of yore, bright does the fire burn. Valor and honor has the dragon race earned, yet a son of man is among the drakes. His is a mighty destiny to make. Draco, Draco, dragon prince, Draco, Draco, dragon king, Draco Rex, long may he reign, long may he reign.